when you spend time on BNI, you're spending time on your business. So obviously it's my business as well, but if they can get that, whatever you do, you are doing it for yourself. It's not something else that you need to sell or something else that you need to drive. You are doing it as part of your...
Hello and welcome back to our ED sessions where we get to know our EDs behind the scene. Now we've got Chris with us. He is our ED from Free State. Chris, please tell us more about yourself.
Hi Jolene, Chris Dednam from Bloemfontein. I've been in Bloem my whole life, and I'm an Olympian badminton player and an accountant.
And that's where Champ comes from then?
That's where Champ comes from. I've got an English one now. Champ helps all maximize profit.
Oh, nice. That's a new one. Thank you. Well, you just said you're an accountant in your professional profession. How does that influence the way you do BNI?
Yeah, so accountants like return on investment, and we like structure and rules. So when you're an accountant and you study, there's a lot of laws, tax laws, accounting laws worldwide. So I'm the one that reads the manual. Yeah, I'm that one. Because that is what we have to do when you do accounting. So read the manual, but also run the region according to the manual. Why do something else if the wheel has already been developed? And I would also say that being an accountant, and from the start I worked from home. So I'm also that one where we say business can be alone. And that was nice to find BNI where you can now mingle with other business professionals and not only, see one client at your home office. So yeah, I think that is the few things that the accountancy brought to BNI.
Interesting. Numbers. All numbers.
Numbers.
Your region is quite vast, and you've got smaller chapters and you've got bigger chapters and you've got very Afrikaans chapters and you've got people that are more embraced to doing business in the national or the international language, which is English. How does that differ from chapter to chapter, and what influence have you seen and experienced coming from a bigger chapter spilling over to a smaller chapter?
Yeah, so my region is vast, but it's all based in Bloem and Kimberley. But I think on the bigger chapters, what makes them successful is the bigger you get, the more discipline you need. So the smaller chapters bring in their own stuff because we have time. Maybe we don't fill the whole 90-minute meeting, and now they bring in stuff that maybe doesn't belong or doesn't work, where the bigger chapters stick to the system. One thing that comes up is a great visitor host team, and they make sure that when they give over, and we just had our annual turn on the leadership teams, they make sure that you're not going to drop the ball. We've done it this way. And I think that momentum, not only the visitor hosts, but that momentum carries on with the bigger chapters and more successful chapters. So stick to the manual again. Stick to the system. A lot more support maybe also, so that they've got bigger leadership teams. So I think the momentum when you go bigger, and we don't all, my biggest chapter is 63, we don't have to go to 60, but just over 30 is a nice midway.
I also think the sweet spot is around 30. Yeah, I think so. That's kind of very cute. You had a completely different spin on your conference, which we all enjoyed. I think we still talk about it. How has that influenced the culture and the community in your region?
Yeah, I was very happy to host because I didn't have a culture of learning. A very few of my members attended national conferences before. So when it was in Bloem, they could attend. I think we had 60, 70 members there. So there's more energy in the region. of course, it's also nice to talk in front of your people because they hear that you are a speaker, but they've never seen you. So that's always nice to speak in front of the Bloem people or the Free State region. And I would also say cross-chapter bonding. So they attended this nice event with the other chapter members, and we have regional socials, but I think this 2-3 days was so wow, I need to build relationships cross chapter as well. And the energy was just a nice spin.
It was, and I can see there was quite an increase. Although it was Cape Town this year, there was quite a nice representatives from the Free State.
Yes, and I think they won't miss another conference again.
That is fantastic.
And I think what we did different also was the venue was like a country estate, and everyone said, oh, we're so used to having conferences in hotels, and now it's open, so that was also something different.
That was nice. If someone had to take over your region, what would you hope they would say about your impact in your region?
Yeah, leaving a legacy, I think, is what we all strive for, né? So I would love to let them say it's a great first year attention that this region have, and structured, run according to the manual. Positive attitude is my favorite core value. So a positive accountability culture, and I think a giver's gain culture where we can say, wow, this region knows each other, they look after each other. So it's a really, I spoke at the conference also, people don't understand giver's gain, they don't get it. So that would be nice if they take over the region and say, wow, these people get giver's gain.
That'll be cool. I think that's something we all want to do.
Yeah.
Some legacy. Where do you see the biggest opportunities for BNI South Africa in the next 3 years?
Well, I'm excited about the new franchises that can be sold. I think that's a huge, we have a big country. From Cape Town to Limpopo is 2,000 kilometers, and we can't get to all those areas. So I'm excited about that, that we can get BNI into more areas. Because if people know about BNI, that will just help in the country. And I am one, maybe the accountant side as well, the technology, BNI Plus and all the systems that comes out to help us. I think that's a really nice thing to look forward to. And I use it. When it comes out, all my chapters are on it immediately. So I think you go in and you learn as you go with those technology stuff. So I think that's the two things that I like about the future.
Interesting to see what's going to happen. If you could clone one aspect of what you do, what would that be and why?
I think members don't understand that saying, when you spend time on BNI, you're spending time on your business. So obviously it's my business as well, but if they can get that, whatever you do, you are doing it for yourself. It's not something else that you need to sell or something else that you need to drive. You are doing it as part of your business. And if they can just get that, every time I do training, and that slide comes up, I say, yes, a photo opportunity. Take a screenshot. This is one takeaway that you must get. And I think then you are very successful if you grasp that aspect.
And the sooner they grasp it, obviously, the sooner they will explain it to other members, and it will kind of go through the whole region.
That butterfly effect, yes.
Not the leaky bucket syndrome. What are some of the things that new members should consider before joining BNI?
I mention it a lot when I do visitor days. Forget about BNI, just think about a marketing strategy. And it's business people that sit in front of you, and you realize they don't have a strategy. So we don't say, don't use social media, don't use radio. We just promote word of mouth, or BNI then is the foundation of your marketing strategy. And then on top of that, marketing, print, social media, all those things. And I think if they can use that really, what is your business marketing strategy? What are you going to spend your marketing money on for the next year? And then they don't know. I'll maybe do some Facebook posts or so. For BNI, they must understand that we believe that is the foundation. And on top of word of mouth marketing, you put all the rest. I think then they will be very successful.
That's an interesting take. Usually we go about the policies or the power of one or whatever the case may be, but looking at it that way, you're kind of building a foundation.
Use BNI, use the system in your business. If you just look at it from a wider angle.
What can we see from the Free State in the next couple of months? What are you planning?
Well, we are very excited. It's the first month that we are over 200 members. I'm not celebrating yet. Let's see if we can keep it there. But we have now 3 regional socials. We have our annual golf day in Feb, and I do my annual awards also in International Networking Week. And we have now an annual Potjie Kos competition and an annual BNI's Got Talent. So that is already on the cards for next year. But we need to launch, not only for numbers, but my why is I enjoy inspiring business professionals to become people with an attitude advantage that transform lives. We really transform lives. So we need to launch a few chapters next year again.
Where are you thinking of launching?
Still Bloem. Bloemfontein has now 6 chapters. I'm sure we can have 10. So still, not driving, not looking at other areas yet. Bloemfontein itself can have 10 chapters easily. So there's lots of businesses. I think there's 900 accountants and 900 guest houses. People think Bloem is small, but there's a lot of business to still help and transform.
Thank you very much for your time. That was Chris Dednam from BNI Free State, talking to us about his why and sharing some insights. Please remember to like and subscribe to our pages. We have more info coming your way.